Hello, everybody. I hope y'all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Today, we're going to be talking about depression and feeling down. If you would, please hit the notification button, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe as well. I'd really appreciate it. By doing that, it gives us an opportunity to get the message out there. So, if you do that, it'd be a great help. But today, we're talking about depression and talking about feeling down and things that we can do when that starts to set in, things we can do to push that away, and that way we can start feeling better. But first of all, we need to know what causes the depression or what causes us to feel down. And there's a lot of things and different reasons why this happens. Now, everybody has comes from different backgrounds. They have different opinions, different sets. Some things trigger them, and some things make you happy, and some things make you sad. But everybody's different. As a matter of fact, you're special. You're built in God's image. He made you the way you are. All right. So we identify those things. What are some things? Well, for some of them, especially this time of year, people start to feel down because loved ones are not here anymore, and the holidays are here. So we start feeling down and out about not having them with us. And that's a natural thing that happens. Also, sometimes this year, especially in the pandemic that we're in, finances are a big part of people feeling down right now. No work, stuck in the house, shut in, can't go anywhere really. Even if you could, you wouldn't have the finances to actually to go anywhere because you can't afford anything. And it's hard to find places where you don't have to pay a lot of money to actually have a good time. So that makes it tough. Other things, other things like people having 100 tasks to do, so it seems, and not even able to complete one thing. So there's a lot of different things that cause people to start feeling down. Uh, but we want to focus on what we can do when these problems begin to arise before we get to the point, or even when we start feeling that point. We can say, okay, these are things I need to do immediately. That way I can get out of it. Because let me tell you, that depression, the feeling down, is what I call an open pit. Anybody can fall into it. And the thing is, we have to identify where that pit is. That way we don't fall into it or jump into it, so to speak. One of the things we can do is begin to evaluate what we have to accomplish for that day. There's a song in the gospel that says, "One day at a time, sweet Jesus." Well, what I'm saying is, one day at a time. Set the bar a little lower than you usually set it. Okay, that sounds kind of odd, right? Because usually we're like, hey, we set the bar high. This is who I am. This is what I do. I'm 100%. Well, right now, we identify that we're not 100%. We're not functioning the way we usually function. We don't want to fall too far behind, but at the same time, we don't want to set the standard so high, because if we do that and we don't accomplish that standard that we set for ourselves, we're likely to fall even farther down or farther behind, which would fall into the pit. It'll get us there a lot faster. So what we do is we set the bar a little lower. So if you have 10 items that you need to accomplish for the day, say, you know what, I'm going to focus on 2 items or even one. If I can get those done, then I'll move on. But if I can't move on, at least accomplish those 2 things. One of the things you have to remember with feeling down and depressed is you have to get up, you have to move. And a lot of times a shower really helps. It helps you feel better, helps you feel refreshed. Is it going to take away the depression? Feeling down? No, but you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel refreshed. Get up, get out the bed, take a shower, focus on 1 to 2 items. You ever heard the saying, How do you eat an elephant? Well, right now, the way we're feeling is there's an elephant in our head. I have 100 tasks. How do I accomplish that? Well, the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So tackle one task, complete that task. If you have enough strength, enough motivation, tackle another task. You'll find out that the more that you accomplish, the better you feel, because part of the problem is those tasks are weighing you down. So when you remove that task or that obstacle out of the way, you feel a little bit better. But set that bar a little lower, and it's okay to do that for a little short period of time. That way you don't get anxiety, you don't get depressed, you don't get into that rut where it's like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to do this. One step at a time, one thing at a time. Sometimes just getting dressed and getting up is enough, because sometimes people have fell so far down that they can't even get up. But I want to encourage you, get up, get dressed, take a shower at the very, very minimum. Don't feel ashamed, which leads to my second tip or recommendation is practice self-compassion. Self-compassion. What does that mean? You are worth it. And we'll repeat it again. You're worth it. You're wonderful. You were made wonderful. The Bible says that you were marvelously and wonderfully and fearfully made. You're wonderful. You're you. There is nobody else like you. They might look like you, but they're not you. They don't think like you. They don't talk like you. They don't walk like you. In other words, you are you. You're special. Practice self compassion. Identify that in your heart and love yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to say, hey man, I'm worth it. I'm good. I'm feeling down, yes, but that's okay. Don't beat yourself up. If I'm feeling lazy for that day, hey, look, sometimes being unproductive and lazy is good once in a while. Our bodies have to rest, our minds have to get settled. The important thing is our health. If we don't have our health, how can we produce? Who's going to watch the kids? Who's going to cook and clean? Who's going to go to work? Who's going to do the things that need to get done if we're down? It becomes even more hard. So we have to practice the self-compassion. If I feel bad and paralyzed for the day, I got up, I put on my clothes, I took a shower, and I'm a couch potato for the day. Hey, sometimes that's fine. When it becomes a problem is when it's every day. But accomplish that, practice self-compassion. Another thing I want to recommend is treat yourself. I'm not saying to get a tub of ice cream, nothing like that. I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is go to the mall, go shopping, do your nails, do your hair, get a massage, get something that makes you feel worth being, because you are. When you get outside and you get that breath of air, there's something that overtakes you. It feels good. That sunlight gets you. You feel it against your skin. You go outside. It's like, all right, it's great. And then you go and get your hair done. Man, hey, the world's yours. You have to have that self-compassion. You got to say, hey, I'm doing all right. Encourage yourself. You know what I found out? I found out if I encourage somebody, a lot of times that reciprocates back to me. So if I tell somebody, man, move forward, do this and do that, hey, at the same time, when I'm encouraging the person, I'm encouraging myself. You see how the positive works? The more positive you put out, you might get some of those crumbs back, which in return is going to help you out. You can encourage yourself. You're going to say, if they can do it, I can do it. If they can put their mind to do it, I can put my mind to do it. If I want them to be successful and I want them to move forward in their life and to feel good, hey, it comes back to me too. I want to be successful in life. I can do it. I can put my mind to it. So that self-compassion that you have, make it also compassion for other people. What goes around comes around. The Bible says to do unto others as you would have them do to you. And it says that's the law of the prophets, meaning the love. Love the people. In return, you receive love back. What you give out, you receive. It reciprocates. And it's important to know that. So have self-compassion. Love yourself and love other people too. And then show it and demonstrate it, and you'll receive back. Another tip I have is ask for help. Very important. Ask for help. One day when I was down and out, I lost my mother, and I was doing well. Everything was okay. I knew she was in a better place. Have no trouble with that. But depression began to creep up on me. I was sitting down on the couch. I remember I was just kind of bummed out a little bit, just there. And all of a sudden, I felt this overwhelming feeling on me, and I didn't know what it was because I had never experienced that at all. But I knew that I felt like I was gonna cry. I said, "Am I gonna cry?" I even asked myself, "Am I gonna cry?" So I got up, went to the room, I got on my knees and began to pray. And while I was beginning to pray, the tears just started flowing out of my eyes. I was hurt. I didn't even know this was coming, but it came so hard and so fast that I found myself literally on my back weeping. I couldn't do anything but cry. So I said, you know what? I got my phone and I called my cousin. I remember I called him. I said, pray for me. I said, what's going on? I said, I just need you to pray for me. So he prayed for me. He didn't really question. He just asked me if I was all right, and I told him I needed prayer. He prayed for me, and whatever that depression that had set in, it lifted through prayer. Very important to know. First and foremost, we can go to God and ask Him for help. He's willing and able to help us. He said that His hand is not short, that He can't reach, nor is His ear heavy or deaf that He cannot hear. So when we call to Him, He could help us out. We can call a friend. Hey friend, I need you right now. I need you to lift me off my bed. I need you to make me something. I need you to encourage me. I need you to be supportive in my life. So that's very important. Ask for help. Recruit help. Tell somebody, hey, look, I need this. You know, do some exercise. Uh, some people, me myself, I'll come to my office and I'll meditate on the Lord. I'll pray. I'll just be silent, or I'll listen to music. Music's great. Turn it on, relax. If I want to sleep, I'll turn on some rain, some little bit of wind, and that helps me ease my mind. It's very important that we let people know also what we're feeling inside, because when they know that you're feeling a certain way, they don't have to guess. And then if you get short with them or angry, they can have the compassion to understand what you're going through and try to help you through that situation. But ask for help and then take the help. Another thing, the acceptance. You have to accept help. You got to understand that people, whether you may believe it or not, people actually care for you. Might not be the way you expect it or want it, but deep down in their hearts, they care for you. One of my friends, he was a young kid. He said, "My mother, she don't like me." And I said, "Well, sometimes we might feel like that, but when the nuts and bolts of things, the nitty gritty, when it comes down to where we're against the wall, if you're in danger, your mother, your father, your brother, your friend is going to make sure that you're okay because they love you." And that's what it comes down to. We might not always see the love or feel the love, but know it's there. Know that they care. So accept that help. Other times, another recommendation, if you've done all that, it's not working for you, we might have to seek counseling. Depression is a medical condition. We can do all these steps still and still need more help. So you might have to get a counselor, speak to somebody, a professional. I'm not a professional. I love to encourage people. I love to motivate people. And doing so, I motivate myself as well. So it works both ways. But sometimes we might need professional help. My professional is the man upstairs. But he did make doctors, he made counselors, he made psychologists and other things to help us because sometimes there's chemical imbalances and things that we need further assistance with. Yes, prayer and everything works, but he also made them as well to help us also. So ask for help. Another tip I have is to think about this. How will I feel when I fulfill a task? Going back to 100 tasks in one day. How am I going to feel afterwards when I complete one task? I'm going to feel good. That's one less burden that I have to worry about. You say, hey man, if I do this, I can sit down and be lazy. If I go and do my nails or do my hair or get a haircut or get a shave, whatever it is, man, I'm going to feel good. If I go to the gym and I work out, I'm going to come out tired, but I'm going to feel accomplished. I'm going to feel like I did something worthy and healthy for myself. So think, how am I going to feel after I accomplish this task? It's going to feel a whole lot better. Then you're going to say, well, how am I going to feel if I don't accomplish the task? Well, I didn't get to do nothing. You see how it works? The burdens begin to pile up more and more. So when you envision yourself and say, I got one task that I'm going to complete, how am I going to feel afterwards? Complete the task, evaluate yourself, and you say, man, it feels good. I actually did it. I was able to do it. And then you say, okay, now don't beat yourself up if you didn't get to do it, but you want to feel good. So if you accomplish a task, great. So if you accomplish that task and you say it made me feel good, then encourage yourself to do another task. Once you do that other task, then you say again, how do I feel now that I have two tasks that I accomplished for the day under my belt? Great. Feels better already. Think of it. It's awesome. By doing that, little by little, the positive energy begins to come back into you and you begin to overcome, and hopefully you can get out of the rut of feeling down. This may take a day, may take hours, it may take a week, sometimes longer. But the more you accomplish, the better you feel. And if you can see it ahead and say, if I can accomplish this, this is the way I feel, that would motivate you to make sure to try to get it done. All right. Another tip I have is make the goal to do it, not to enjoy it. Well, that's a little different from what I just said, right? So, first and foremost, you make the goal and you say, I'm going to accomplish this. You envision how you're going to feel afterwards, but you want to make sure that you get it done because sometimes we don't enjoy doing the task. For instance, washing dishes. Now, some people might like to wash dishes, but I myself, I don't enjoy doing it. I'll do it, but if I know that it has to get done, I'm not going to enjoy it during the process. But in my mind, I'm going to say, hey, look, I have to get this done. So let me do it. I accomplished the task without enjoying it and getting it done just to get it done. But afterwards, I feel good about it because it's done. It's over. It's clean. So think of it. And you can do the same thing with going to the gym, talking to a friend. Do it to do it. You might not feel up to it. It might not make you happy at the moment. It might make you feel like you're stepping out of your comfort zone for the moment. But do it to do it, and the results will be great. It'll help you. It'll help you with your anxiety. It'll help you with your fear. It'll help you with everything. Some people can't get out of the house. And I know I've had that experience. I had my mother. She had some problems, and sometimes she just couldn't get out of the house. But when she got out of the house, because she had to get out of the house, that day when she come back, or even that time she come back, she felt 100% better. And she said, wow, I was able to get out of the house. I had anxiety not to leave this house, but I got out. And I've noticed that it might happen for a time period, but the more that you try to overcome it, even if you don't enjoy it, you begin to overcome it. You begin to push the fear. The saying is, say, fear, you have to face it head on, right? So that's what we do. We have to do it, and then later we can see how it made us feel. And then acknowledge your courage. That's another one that I have. The tip is acknowledge your courage for stepping out of your comfort zone. Hey, when you accomplish any task, especially out of your comfort zone, that's a great deal. Why? Because you're moving towards feeling better. You'll feel better. You identify your pain. You identify what makes you uncomfortable. You identify the things that are bringing you down. And when you step out and move forward, man, you need to tell yourself, way to go. Pat yourself on the back. That's great. I've even heard kids, myself, when my mother, she couldn't get out of the house and she got out of the house. I'm like, hey, mom, man, that's awesome, man. You were able to get up this morning. You were able to get dressed this morning. You were able to enjoy, dinner, or you were able to go outside. You have to acknowledge that yourself, that you're able to accomplish that task, step out of that zone. And when you do that, others will also recognize it. And it'll make you feel 100%. So the motive of the whole deal behind this video was to tell you, when you're feeling down, first and foremost, identify what is causing you to get down. And if we can remove that right away, great. Sometimes we can't. But when we can't, we can take actions and steps of recognition to help ourselves before it gets worse. And if it does get worse, and you think you're getting really, really down, get a friend, get some professional help, turn on some music, get exercising, do all these tips and strategies that I've recommended today. I'm not a counselor. I'm just a motivator. I'm a preacher, somebody that wants to encourage you, because you are worth it. You have a blessed day. Please leave your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The more you subscribe, the more they put the video out there, and the more opportunity people get to see it. More people get to actually see the video. And then, of course, if you subscribe, it helps out the channel. The notifications tell you when we're doing more videos. And I hope you enjoy this video today. Encourage somebody. If you're not experiencing these things, somebody might be experiencing them. And it's important to pay attention to your loved ones. Very important. Suicide is on a rampage over and over, and a lot of times people don't even realize that somebody in their own household is depressed and down. Take action, recognize it, and fix it, because you're worth it, and your family and friends are worth it too. God bless you. Have a great day, and enjoy your holidays, because you're worth it.